Hello everybody, my name is Max181 and this is World of Tanks Blitz as usual. As you all know, I'm making reviews on some vehicles. In this moment I am going through the Chinese Tech 3, and let's say it like that, Tier 4 was a bit difficult for me. Tier 5 was pretty interesting, especially with this gun. Let's say it like that. My first impression for this gun was where is the original one and what have you done? Because for me this looked like one string of spaghetti, or a very large straw, which has the potential to fire single Ryzen shells. Obviously I had mistaken. Sometimes appearance do not says everything for each vehicle. Now this is the type T34, which for all intents and purposes is the T34 with a bit different gun and less hit points. Yes, but it has more power under the hood and therefore bigger traverse speed of the hull, and maybe because of that again better traverse speed of the turret. Now the original T34 has 619 not 19, I'm sorry, 90 hit points. This one has 680. 10 hit points less sometime may be a big of a deal, to be precise. The frontal armor, side armor of the hull is exactly the same as the T34, 45mm, very well sloped. Obvious weak spots, I think the machine gun for the radio operator and also the hatch for the driver. For the back, exactly the same, thickness of the armor again 40mm. For the turret is exactly the same thing, 52mm in the front, 52mm on the side and 45mm in the back. Obvious weak spot I think is the commander's hatch with the viewing ports and everything else. The vehicle weighs a bit less. I don't have any kind of clue why though. It is 28.83 tons. The original T34 weighs 29 and something, nearly 30 tons. And then we have the engine. Somehow the V2 T34 engine here has 550 brake horsepower. In the original T34 it has, just for a sec, 500 brake horsepower. Again is the engine is V234, so I don't know what the hell is the difference. Maybe the fueling system, or it has a better turbines. No clue, to be honest. The maximum speed is worse. For this T34 is 55, for the original 56, but 1 kilometer won't. Yeah, but the acceleration rate is better, and because of that you will have 59.25 degrees per second traverse rate, which is very nice for the hull, and the traverse rate for the turret is very fast, 55.75 degrees per second. I think they are better from the regular T34. Just for a sec. Yep, the traverse speed of the hull is less, the traverse speed of the turret also is less. I don't know why, to be honest. Maybe the motors are different, maybe the RPM of the motors, which are, or of the motor, I'm sorry, which is power traversing the turret has bigger RPM, or the number of the T's is less, or I don't have any kind of clue, to be honest. For the traverse speed of the hull, it's pretty obvious, because the acceleration is better from the original one. You will have a better traverse rate because the engine is it has more power. Yeah. Now for the gun, this is the top gun of this vehicle, which is 57mm, but they had this designation here, 55-57 FG. Now at least what I think is this: in the breech of the gun there is going a shell which has some kind of sleeve. Because of that, the shell which is exiting the body of the gun, or if you want the barrel, is 55mm shell, not 57. And because of that, in a sense, you're propelling 55mm shell with the charge of the 57mm shell, which as a result gives you faster speed. And because the barrel is rifled, and I don't know if there are some kind of changes in the rifling of the barrel, you have bigger rotation of the shell, and from this you have also a better accuracy. The reloading is 2.89 seconds, which is holy crap. The rate of fire is 20.71 shells per minute, which with this gun, on average, for armor piercing, for a minute, just for a sec, for a minute, you may be able to dish out 2000 damage and a bit more, which in tier 5 is OP as F. And I think, and this is my advice also, people, if you can, get the type T34 as earlier as it's possible, because I think Wargaming are going to nerf this gun. The aiming time is 4.7 seconds, which is very good, and with the accuracy of 0.322 for 100 meters. Let's say that you do not need to wait for the full 4.7 seconds to fire. The average penetration and average damage in this order. For the armor piercing, the average penetration is 112 millimeters, and you will get on average 90 damage. But why I said 2000 damage? Because I had made this thing for a minute. For one single minute I was in the battle and I had made 2300 damage, and after this I was killed very fast, because these are 3 vehicles alone with this thing. With the original T34, let's say it's possible I had made that thing again with a different gun, to be honest, in close quarters, but I needed more than a minute. So with this gun and this vehicle particular, which is a little better than the original, you can dish out very big amounts of damage for a very low amount of time. For the APCR, as you see, I haven't loaded any APCR rounds. 189 millimeters of penetration, 78 average damage, which is good, but yeah, you won't need them. For the high explosive, 29 millimeters of penetration, which is higher than the same gun on the original vehicle, and 110 damage on average, which is lower, but you have a bigger chance to penetrate your target. So my personal opinion about this vehicle is this again, and again this is my advice. If you can get this vehicle as fast as possible, because I'm sure that after a week or two the complaints from players which cannot handle the loss of this particular vehicle with this particular gun are going to mount up, and Wargaming is going to nerf this vehicle again. This T34 is a little bit better than the original one. I hope at least some of you will enjoy the video. If this is the case, please leave a like. After this I'm going to put some games which I played in this vehicle, so enjoy them. Max191, have a nice day, and bye bye.